that already, he's done a big impact in that fight. And then he just starts right-clicking off someone. He can even kill someone else before he kills the Bane if he wants to. But just doing something like that is so huge. So I like the choice to go for it.
Well, LGD are going blind on the map right now, depending on how far EGM can take these Hawks out. Because he's got himself a gem, so he's checking all the high grounds, all the low grounds, anywhere he can find it.
Yeah.
Notice to Sylar, man, this net worth is getting out of control for Alliance. Like, he's got another 2,700 gold after already having the plate mail. He's basically a recipe away from the full Assault Cuirass. And this is going to come up not at the same time as Roshan because he has already respawned. So both teams will be looking towards this. But if they give Silence a couple more seconds, obviously with Grievous Greed, level 4, it's not going to take long for him to hit not only level 16, but also having enough money for the full AC.
Yeah, when he has Assault Cuirass, he can take down the tier 1 and tier 2 towers all over the map. But I want to look over to Alliance right now and see that actually Bulldog has higher net worth than Loda. So this is how much he gets on that
Yao. This is the fear of fighting up against PLs.
Yeah.
He's not even replicating. Now it's just the original wave of PLs that were there that just burned off every single bit of mana he had.
Oh yeah, he can't really fight these illusions for much longer.
Oh.
And those are upgraded diffusals, by the way, so they really burn a lot of mana.
Hawks are being sniped off. Loda's running interference right now, trying to de-ward with nothing but illusions while the Boar is trying to de-ward. Boar's not faster than PL illusions. So the Sentry Vision still goes to Alliance and they take a second Roshan.
Yeah, that's a lot of control having Roshan.
Oh, S4! He found DD, jumped in with a follow-up stun, the acid spray, the roar as well from Beastmaster. DD, the Cogs have to wait a little bit longer. They get the stun, the Beastmaster acts at S4. He's still alive through this. Xiao Wei wants a TP out, can't get out in time. Sylar pops the BKB and the Shadow Blade to bail. Alliance, S4.
That's aggressive play by S4, but it really pays off. He has the backup, so.
And that is one hell of a hit from S4. And with these kills now, like, there's going to be more of them. He's building into Aghanims as his second item here. And these are going to keep flying.
That makes it so scary for LGD.
Alliance still have to be careful. Like, they can take a tier 2 tower right now. There should be no issue with this whatsoever. Like, Sylar's not really going to get out there. He's got the AC up right now. But where they've got to be careful is when they try and push high ground. Up against RP, up against Toxic Spray, up against Beastmaster, up against Fiend's Grip. You got a lot of issues that will be coming your way. And nice deny by Sylar.
Very nice. So they lose the tower, but they still manage to deny most of the gold there.
This is just going to turn now into Alliance. There's a tier 2 tower in the bottom lane for them to focus on. And then the rest of it is just holding LGD in base and making sure PL is strong enough that they can just push straight in without any kind of risk to the main heroes.
Yeah. I see a lot of gold on EGM again. He's heading into a secret shop, probably going to purchase something.
Well, we would assume he would go into that Aghanim Scepter, so Point Burst will be on his list, but what does he want to drop?
He has the gem, so he doesn't really want to drop it. I imagine he will pass over the gem maybe to Loda if he didn't have the Aegis, but
Admiral Bulldog's got a slot for now, but
yeah.
who takes it later? You can give it to the Keeper of the Light, but also look at Arcade's gold. He's almost 2,000 up on him.
Yeah, there's a lot of gold on the entire of Alliance right now. Everyone but Bulldog has 2,000 gold in the bank.
Well, you can understand it when you look at the gold graph, and 12,000 being the advantage for Alliance, and over the experience, over 12,000.
Yeah, but you can think this way that they have about 12,000 gold advantage, but if they have 8,000 gold right now that they haven't spent, the advantage is not that huge yet.
Yeah.
The experience is there, of course, but before you spend your money, it's actually not coming into play, right?
It's actually kind of crazy when you're putting up the current gold. Yeah, 4 times 2,000 already up.
Yeah. But they're heading into many big items, and we have a 4-staff just straight off the bat for Keeper of the Light.
It's like Admiral Bulldog just spent his cash. Ultimate Orb, so he is still going to get that side device. So we're double disable to come out from Bulldog. The Silence and the Amplify plus having the side device.
Yeah, and the supporters is the bigger thing I feel from Alliance, that they have so much more items than DDC and DD have on LGD. Because it makes them super hard to kill. Look at the armor on Visage. Of course, that's the first hit, the smoke.
Yeah, they're looking for an opening. They might find, in fact, they do find EGM. The Roar will go. Invis Rune, nice 4-staff away by S4. Keeps EGM out of trouble. Stun as well, and then the Prophet Sprout. It blocks him off. RP, skewer him back down again from Yao. 3, he caught in there 4-staff, but there will be the death there of Arcade. Then through keep on going through, but Loda in the middle of the fight, Diffusal Blade up on DDC. He will go down. Familiars, there goes your lance, and that will get a kill. Double for Loda, but the stance, huge stump from the Nyx Assassin. DD pulling it through, follows up, brings down Admiral Bulldog. And they're running away from S4. They've already got what they want, but maybe they turn to fight. Look for the stun. It's a fake Loda. Now there's more fake Lodas. Familiar stun Sylar. Toss it. He's okay. Diffusal Blade out from Loda, slowing him down. Now into the Chemical Rage again. DD, he's trying to hold him up with a Spike Carapace. Yao throws out a Shockwave. EGM, he's got a lot of Assault Assumption up his sleeve. Is it going to be enough? It will be enough. Clockwork, PL, they all team up together.
Wow, what an epic fight, really. LGD jumping in there with Magnus. He had no vision. I believe the Hawk was dead as he jumped up, and he just gets back.
That really cost him, though. Again, Alliance, they're not fearful of having that buyback on cooldown. Visage and Clockwork, man.
Oh no, they don't care about having cooldown buyback this early. They use it any chance they get to just use it to win a fight. In the end, they did pull out a lot of kills from buybacking and just chasing down there, but that fight started so nice for LGD. If they weren't so far behind already, they would have really gotten some towers out of that.
Loda just got a lot harder to kill, and he's only died once as it is. The heart flies in on the courier.
Yeah, and he has Aegis still. Even after that fight and so many people dying, his Aegis never got down because LGD, they said simply, okay, we don't focus you. You have Aegis, no point.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for it to tick out.
And that'll be in 1 minute's time. And then they can, I don't know if they can breathe a little bit easier, but they can at least be a little bit happy about it. Because by that time, too, we'll see Magnus with a full BKB. So he'll be able to move freely during these fights. Of course, DDC, it's no surprise he doesn't really have much up his sleeve. Nyx Assassin as well, not really the richest of heroes as far as supports go, but still not too shabby. But when you look at the lower support as far as net worth goes, RK is that. He's got Trank, he's got Force Boots, EGM. Wonderful. RP into Raw, into Fiend's Grip.
Wow.
This is some serious commitment to kill off a support.
4 ultis. Even Nyx ulti was used, so.
But it's worth it because they sold the Alliance gem.
Yeah.
And that makes that a hell of a lot more worth it.
Getting that gem is so good because there's a Shadow Blade on the Furion as well as the PL being in this, so that's a big snipe.
And we also now, like, with that snipe going off, now Alliance are fighting 4v5, so Sylar will feel a lot more free to move around the map. And now he also has his Basher up and running with his level 17. He is going to be cleaning up a hell of a lot more during these fights, and more importantly, we'll find a lot more lockdowns during the fight.
I think that he's going to be really strong in the next fight because he has a lot of attack speed already, having Shadow Blade, Midas, Threads, and AC. And then he has the Empower as well as his Basher. He's going to deal a lot of DPS.
Yeah, and this Heart of Loda, he's going to need every single point of that life points if he wants to try and survive up against that. And what happens when the full Abyssal comes up from Sylar? And normally I'd say, well, maybe in like 5 minutes time, but this is like Sylar on Alchemist. We'll see this in about 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. The dangerous part for Alchemist, of course, is if he gets Hex first, and I say Hex, but there's of course not a Hex yet, but Bulldog, having his Orchid, almost has an entire Hex as well.
Yeah. He was also one of the guys that didn't buy back during that last fight, which was very, very important. He needed to save up that money. It's almost like they're cycling through saying, your item is more important, I'll buy back so at least the team fight is controlled. And that's a lot of Loda. Pushing straight down the mid. The movement from LGD wants to look at the tier 1 tower in the top lane though. And DD is having a bit of a wander around, seeing if he can find somebody out of position. And Admiral Bulldog's the only person he'll find, but he cannot kill or initiate on him. Alliance
saw Yao on the bottom lane, that's why they're heading in now. They want to catch, because Yao is not there yet.
Now Yao's going to be really, really careful. Sylar's going to take the tower fortification, try and slow him up, and Alliance looking for the pincer move.
They see him mid again, so now they feel really...
Mass TPs.
Really sure about this.
Mass TPs out. The tower's already gone. Clockwork! Again, S4 gets him, and he'll get up DD here. Or maybe it's going to take him a little bit long. Is he? No, Vendetta off cooldown. Off cooldown. He's in for Sentry Wards. Boy Scout has prepared EGM, and Sylar was also able to escape as well, deciding not to TP and just Shadow Blade himself away to safety.
Oh, that's still really good though for LGD. They got the top tower, and that's some nice gold going the way of Xiao 8. And losing out a supporter, sure, it's never something you want, but this Nyx, he doesn't really lose a lot.
Yeah.
He has level 11, so no key level close or anything.
I kind of almost want to quote Loda right now. When I look at the gold graph and the experience graph, when you see it over 15,000 experience, and While the gold graph is arcing back up a little bit, it's not down a hell of a long way. And Admiral Bulldog, well, Yao, he's going to skewer, cancels up quickly. The Orc is being used. Hex up one, wants TP out. DDC will have to use his Fiend's Grip and hold Admiral Bulldog in place. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, Sylar with a BKB is manning up against all of Alliance, and the TP support is coming back. S4 got to bail out of here, push down the Cog. Sylar will walk around it and see if he can get the concoction stun off. Blinding Light force him back, throws it up to Loda, and that's the real Loda getting stunned. Forced up away, keeps him out to safety. RP by Yao, holds him in. Follow-up stun again here by DD, and they're going to beat down Loda. Sylar, Chemical Rage is worn off. EGM wants to turn around. Zhao Wei low on life. The Cogs from S4 force him out. Loda, he's on 64 HP. Finally, DDC brings him down. They get S4 locked into Arcade. It's a nightmare of a situation. Drag back down, and this will be LGD walking over Alliance on the top lane.
Crazy. Totally crazy.
One team fight. That was the words of Loda. One team fight, and you can win a game.
Abyssal Blade now finished up. Vladimir's, a lot of items coming the way of LGD. Look at how well they play in the team fights. Their combinations, they're just above everything in this team fight.
It was amazing, man. And DD, I almost want to give him like a semi-man of the match award. His stuns have been perfect. Finding two, the control from the supports from LGD have been absolutely phenomenal, and they buy the space for Sylar to do his business. And Yao doesn't need 5-man RPs. 2 caught out, 3 caught out. It's just LGD systematically moving through the Alliance lineup.
You know what's even more crazy about that fight? That was a fight without Alchemist having his BKB. That was him just walking in and his team playing so well that he actually was allowed to right-click a lot.
And he even lost his Chemical Rage halfway through that fight as well. And Sylar says hello to one of the familiars.
Roshan is up. Both teams know it.
Yeah.
Having a little poke. There's a cheese on that as well.
This is dangerous for LGD to try.
Like, a little bit, but
with S4's jump in, the Cogs will just split them up.
With that rune, they really want to do something, but it's hard to just straight go into Roshan. You could get caught out so hard.
Yeah. You never know 100% which target you're supposed to be initiating on. You got so many PLs on the map, and Lowe's doing such a great job of splitting them up too. They're split so many different ways.
Yeah, he's being a nuisance completely with these illusions.
Are they going to give this a shot? That familiar's still watching. You see him watching, just the sideline covers the edge of Roshan. So when the paws start to swing, they know what's going on. And Sylar, well, wow.
That's a fast DPS, really.
Wow.
So Alliance have to do something.
The familiars have already done their stun, and Sylar wants to open up again. S4, he's going to jump in here. Oh, Sylar! Blinding Light!
Needs a force down.
He's been pushed up. Somebody get him down. Somebody get him down. DD again with the extra stuns. Admiral Bulldog's looking at DDC. And now DD, he'll go down the river. And Sylar, all he can do is watch his teammates die. Yao is up here. Did he skewer? He skewered his teammate out to safety. That is one hell of a blinding light. Blink away. Sylar runs back past the tower. Well, Arcade just proved its worth.
Arcade is just such a monster on some heroes.
And now they will take Roshan. Cheese to Loda, and Aegis on the deck. And in fact, now Loda will take the Aegis. They decide to change their mind, and S4 will take the cheese. Man, what a fight. What a light. What a light.
That blinding light just gave me total nerd chills. Holy shit, Ake is playing really, really well.
Man, that's also one of those risks. Blinding Light, Cogs, both would have pushed him back up there. I'm surprised he didn't just pop the BKB and ensure the Roshan kill before he could be controlled like that.
It's not something you think about though, the Blinding Light. Like, he was probably thinking, okay, I won't probably get hexed right now. I'm going to wait a little bit later. Because Roshan wasn't really about to get last hit yet. I think he was waiting just before Roshan dies, then BKB. So... yeah.
Look at Alliance. Instantly they know that fight was okay, but they still have PL on buyback cooldown. They shouldn't be risking too much here. Like, the bottom tower was already gone. All outer towers for LGD are gone. But if they push up, RP wasn't used because LGD, that was just a horrible position for him. So they never even had the fight.
Yeah.
Yao was the one who saved Sylar's life, and that was probably a bigger thing. The fact that Sylar didn't go down then, he still sits around 23,000 net worth. The full Abyssal Blade is up and running, and he's got another 3k gold already inside his bank account. He is just spending money on anything he wants.
Yeah. Was also such a nice move by Yao, just skewering up there to cut the trees so that Sylar could actually get out.
Yep.
But one thing that I look at Alliance and think that they need to do something about is that LGD, they have Vladimir's and they have Assault Cuirass, so there's a lot of armor amplification for their own team and also reducing 5 for the enemy. Whereas Alliance, they don't have the Vlads, they don't have an AC.
Yep.
And that's why the right clicks are so powerful. Also having a Beastmaster in your team helps a lot. That DPS is getting high for LGD.
It kind of just means that even if you have Aegis, even if you have Cheese, even if you win team fights, unless all of LGD is dead, Alliance won't be able to take a Rax. It's that simple. They have to win a team fight fully. DD's going to move up here on the top lane. What he probably doesn't know is the fact that Visage has a gem. What he will probably know is that Visage isn't here. Oh! Okay, they throw down Sentry Wars and they bring in Loda. That was just instinct. There's no vision here.
No vision, just 4-staffed.
Oh, now they can find S4. Now they do have vision. Again, the 4-staff evades the son of DD. They just cannot catch a break here, LGD, especially when there's more PLs pushing in that bottom lane. But Silas mopping up the mess. And that's still money, money, money.
A lot of money. He can still get a lot stronger. He can get the travels and he can get one more item. Then he can even switch out to Shadow Blade as he hits that point.
Alliance are coming. Alliance are coming through the top. They've already got Mana Style loaded, just trying to whittle away at this tower's life points. And they need to put Sylar with Empower at the front lines.
Yeah.
And that cleans it up quick.
Meanwhile, we have Bulldog up to 5,000 gold on his Nature's Prophet pushing bottom. Orchid, Scheifer Weiss, 5,000.
We also just had the Aghanim set for Clockwork complete. So just flew out to him then. So many items coming in for Alliance, and you'd think with a 14,000 advantage of gold, you should be able to buy out some good items. And that experience graph, that's a big spike. It's a big spike when LGD start to gain control of this back again.
DD realizes he is spotted on bottom lane. Nice sentry warding by Alliance. Creep started hitting him.
That also means they know where to D-ward. That gem is still in the hands of the Beastmaster. So they can get rid of all these wards of Alliance. Just force Alliance to buy new ones. EGM has spent, well, he's bought 2 gems.
He has.
There's a lot of money to pull away from a hero.
He is a rich support though. He has Ghost Scepter, he has Medallion, he has Mech. He never went for that Aghanims though.
Wow, look at the commitment from LGD. Prophet Omen hurts as well, but they just popped the Mech charge.
Top tower is dead.
It will be, because they rotated 4 heroes down. Fortification and the quick TP back. Magnus is here. He's going to take that PL aggro, and in fact he doesn't. In fact, bashes up the PL illusion, and that means denial of the top tower. And they've got to keep vision up here, be it Sentry or just be it Gem.
Alliance is just slowly just playing with the map control they have, because Furion is non-stop farming. He has a BKB now as well. So they're just not rushing anything right now. Keeping LGD on the back feet.
Yeah. Well, they know they control this as well. Like, I'm talking about winning one team fight before. LGD, even if they win a team fight, they're going to get through a tier 2 and a tier 3 tower, and that's just one of the lanes. There's still the tier 1 tower alive on the bottom lane. And that's not something that really you want to be able to deal with. Like, you push in, you take a Rax, and then you've got to stop. And you have to stop, because you haven't taken out the tier 2 towers, or tier 3s, which means the Rax are not exposed for damage.
Exactly. There's a 5 tower advantage right now for Alliance. LGD only took 2 towers in this game, so it's really a hard position.
Clockwork, long latch in, pushes Sylar back, he's into the Chemical Rage, goes down the concoction, eats through, and then beats S4 down!
Nice!
Do not get involved in this one, they will lose the gem, but Sylar goes for a double, bash again now, over to EGM, Sylar, he's looking for more, but he's got too many PLs, Yao is here, RP holds EGM, but Sylar, currently a piglet, the bottle's on the deck, and DD runs away, the roar out and Bulldog, but the Solar Sunch will get the kill, Sylar turns, trying to clean, he knows he's dead, will buy back into this game, but Alliance will now pop the top, come in through that Rax.
I think they're just gonna back out, double buyback Alchemist and Magnus.
They don't have RP and Chemical Rage on cooldown for 7 seconds time. But it does force Alliance to back up a little bit more.
Alliance, what a beautiful silence on the Nyx as he was walking in. And just dodging the RP with PL as well. Really clutch play.
Yes.
Well played by Sylar, they're just crushing those cogs, going in, killing off. The fight started amazingly for LGD.
That's that power you can't deny, and well, it seems everybody just dropped everything in the middle of the fight, and PL will come in, a little fake one. So who gets the bottle? It is, in fact, Yao picking up what he owns. And someone's going to take the gem, and Courier will do the job. I think someone else wanted it. He flew all the way across the map. He migrated just to the top lane to try and find that gem.
Michael skills.
That's never going to get old, is it?
It's amazing.
Okay, let's start looking to the future here. Alliance, they're still winning team fights, but they're not taking racks. The difference in time between when these fights happen and when the buyback comes off cooldown, it's a very, very long time.
I want to point out how big it is to force double buyback then and LGD not getting anything. That fight that they won top, it's almost as good as killing everyone and getting the racks. It's almost that good to make the enemy buy back 2 heroes and get absolutely nothing for it. Because this late into a game, you don't want to have something like that. And now Nature's Prophet, he has a Demon Edge. He's going to buy the entire Daedalus, I believe. Or maybe save up buyback gold still. Yeah, he has it ready, so he's
having buyback gold seems to be something which you just cannot pass up in this game.
Oh, not on Furion. You gotta have it.
I'm wondering too, when Sylar buys his next item, like what position does he get himself into before he says, I need to make sure, okay, looks like he doesn't need to make sure of anything. He just goes straight in for the Monkey King bar and has 100 gold left. It's a full buyout for this.
He has the CD on buyback, and it's gonna be MKB.
Yep.
So Bulldog doesn't have buyback right now either, but he's going to farm it up as soon as possible.
I think that's also Yao's Oblivion stuff back in base. He's building into a Refresher Orb, but he's keeping it secret for as long as possible.
Yep. He's hiding a Refresher build.
They're moving over, and then hello, Loader! Oh, not actually Loader.
Not really Loader.
No, semi-Loader. An impersonator.
Loader has the gold for Butterfly now, but same thing there. He hasn't really been forced to buy back now lately, and he doesn't want to do it again, so he's got to save the gold.
Look at this move from LGD. They try to check out their entire jungle. Loader's not even there, but all of his illusions have left the camps completely barren.
And 4th Roshan is going to spawn in just about 1.5 minutes.
It's preparation time. But the only preparation which is really required from Alliance is keeping that top lane pushed in, the mid lane pushed in. And Loader, who will actually be able to pick up his Butterfly now. He has enough money to pick up the full Butterfly up on that PL. And that's picked up right after Sylar's already picked up his Monkey King bar. So he knows exactly what that Monkey King bar was for. He wants to make sure every single PL and illusion goes down and goes down quickly.
Yeah, and Sylar's DPS in these fights is completely crazy with Empower. Without Empower, I don't feel that he would be that strong against PL, but in this game, it's really potent to carry in the late game. The problem is that Bulldog is pretty much gear capped on his Furion now. He's getting to that point.
Yeah. Well, what else are you going to do? You got to sell your Shadow Blade for something else, but he kind of likes that for an escape mechanism.
Kind of likes it, but he could be even more crazy in the DPS, yeah. And he could even help the PL by buying something like an Assault Cuirass, but I think Daedalus would be a great choice too.
I agree. He needs to have that DPS. You're already seeing teams walking around with the gem, while the movement speed and that bonus hit is really, really good. Having that straight up damage on a Nature's Prophet, who's also got a BKB, opens up his options for split pushing. I would almost say Desolator, but we're way too late in the game for the Desolator now.
Yeah, Desolator at 46 minutes in is not a huge game changer.
Yeah, he needs the full deeps and then having up with the crit. Is this going to be LGD's time to go? I think it may be. Roshan is now just 5-10 seconds away from respawning, so they need a pick off. They need an opening here, LGD, so they can control up the pit.
Yeah, S4 has had that cheese for 10 minutes, by the way.
Which means we'll have a secondary cheese.
Yeah, it's going to be a good cheese.
And LGD, I'll have a wander around. We've got a couple of Dire Observer wards. There is a Sentry ward. At the same time, the Treants come down, means they will be spotted. And the gem will reveal it too. I don't know if LGD have the confidence to pick. Yeah, they're going to try and pick this off really fast. Loader's still up on that top lane, but remember, with the Keeper of the Light, they can basically pull it out. How fast can Sylar get it? He has almost got it down, and a nice body block. Xiao Wei blocked him out. The hook didn't go in. Aegis Immortals with Sylar. Now the stun. S4, your life is not forfeit. 4-staff down. Out to safety, but Admiral Bulldog, there's your RP. Cleaving him up is Sylar. Aegis will actually pop here. It's Clockwork Goblin with it. They come back to life again. Yao jumps out.
Oh, Sylar, Bulldog chases him.
Yao's out to safety.
Look at that damage.
He'll hold him there. 2,000 as dropping quick into the invis, but in range of the tier 1 tower. He does take that fall.
And top lane, the Rax almost died during this as well. Yao just in time.
My correction on the call as well for the Aegis. And that is now, well, 3 heroes in the sideline, but Alliance, I don't think they'll still have enough confidence to push straight back in again. Arcos may be on the sidelines, and buyback just ticks off cooldown. And he uses it instantly, doesn't even wait. There's a lot of money on that bottom lane for him to catch up anyway.
Top Rax, aggro is going to be pulled off by creep spawning. Yeah, someone needs to clean it still.
It's the ping that came out from Bane just saying get up back up there, and that's where Beastmaster's headed right now.
the full butterfly on PL. I really feel that he needs to switch his boots now, though, as he's 48 minutes in.
Yeah.
When these boots break, they are pretty much useless 25 movement speed, so fighting this long with Tranquils is really ineffective. But he wants to head into Travels, of course.
Oh, look at him try and hold. There's also a new gem that was just purchased up from the Alchemist for his team right here. And Sylar, well, he'll clean up a lot of this. TD, this is not a really great time when the PL Illusions get in a little bit deeper there, and the Prophet Ultimate. It's a lot of splash damage, and still pushing out that top lane as well. They're not even like getting themselves in any kind of issue here. They finally pick up that PL Illusion. Before it made more of itself, but that top lane's pushing in, the middle lane's pushing in with PLs, and Sylar comes in here to clean it up. And the bottom lane's been pushed in by the remaining 4 players of Alliance.
And Alliance are still in this position that in this game, they have to have perfect positioning in the fights. If they get caught out too much, if 3 of them get RP, they will lose that fight. Even with buybacks, I think that would be really hard, so they have to be really careful. Even with this advantage, you can't just walk in and expect to win.
Yeah, there's going to be safety first from Alliance, and they do bring all 5 players, even with a couple of PL Illusions on that top lane. It's being cleaned up. Sylar will have to rotate back down the bottom lane, but there's no jump in or out just yet. But Yao, quite happy to show the fact he's walking around with the cheese on him.
And as for us, his cheese still.
Yep, so we've got cheese on both sides, and we've got that BKB, and he's showing up his Oblivion stuff for 2,500 gold as well. So that double RP really isn't that far away. The problem is if he gets it, there'll be no buyback available. He's got to make the most out of that. If he goes down straight away, and S4 can do that, you even see his positioning, looking for a better one, just to get that hook in. S4's happy to throw his life away for this, because he knows Keeper of the Light, as long as he stands the back lines, if you buy back, you're straight back in this fight. You don't need BTs in this for Alliance.
No. And again, there's so much gold on Alliance. I mean, looking to a gold graph, it's about 20,000, but there's 4,000 gold on Loda, 4,000 gold on EGM. 3,000 gold on Admiral Bulldog and 1,000 on S4 as well. So it's so much gold that they just have available for the buybacks.
This is just...
EGM can almost buy up a straight Aghanim, but at this point I think even Shivas is better. Going into a Shiva's God.
We're going to rotation from Alliance. They're moving off the bottom lane because they're still got a tower to push through down there. We're on the top lane. It's illusion spam. It's illusion spam into the Rax.
Yeah, this Rax is also really low on HP, so maybe they could just siege it.
And that's the reason for the Mana Star Illusions. Bring it down. Sylar has to rotate up, but bit by bit, little by little, it's just chipping away at it. Find the weakness and then bring it down, but they've got to keep chipping faster. That Rax will regenerate very, very slowly, but it will regenerate nonetheless. And so... Sylar, it's easy to clean up these lanes. It's amazing how much money you're still getting from inside the base, because we're still got LGD farming up every single lane. Alliance aren't making the most out of any part of the jungle. They're trying to push in, but even then they have a couple of issues with getting every single last hit, because they can't be on all the lanes. We're looking at like a 4-1 kind of split. Loda's taking the majority of the money here.
The Bird's doing some evil damage to a Rax already. Meanwhile, just push on every single lane, as you mentioned.
They just want to keep LGD completely split. That's all this is. In fact, now they've just made so many copies that they're going to get a kill on the Rax. It does go down. This is the reason why people hate PL.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
And he comes straight back in again. More of himself. Sylar, he knows he can clean him up quickly, but he doesn't want to pop a Chemical Rage for nothing but Illusions, who's still killing off this ranged Rax. They're going to finish it. They're going to finish it.
The creeps don't really kill it. He would have to go there, but he wants to pay attention to the other 2 lanes as well, so they need to find a pick.
LGD have to come out of their base. It's their only option right now. They have to come out of their base and find Alliance. But the second they do that, Alliance will know. Because every time, like every 5-10 seconds, there is something entering the base of LGD.
Look at TD.
Be it these illusions just searching out.
They saw him. He's going.
There goes your roll. S4 locked in. Fiend's grip on EGM. Holding him there. Skewered down. Where's your RP? 2 to catch. Bulldog and EGM. And Sylar opens up. He picks up EGM. Then Admiral Bulldog. And now we'll go over to S4. Look at him. Just cleave. And then deeper. Kill up these familiars, which are currently killing off the rest of his teammates. Arcade's on the run. So is Loda and EGM. Arcade was bringing in his teammates again to fight again.
And there's that power.
DDC snipes up the gem. So we had a buyback during that fight from the Visage, but that was it.
Yeah, and that's a 2-man RP. Imagine if they were even more caught out, because they weren't in that bad positioning. That was simply just Nyx going on one target and the fight starting. If they were standing too clumped up, they would just wipe immediately to Alchemist. So Alliance well ahead.
It's refresher time.
Yeah, it's
it's
up now.
refresher.